In the summer of 1816, Mary Shelley, then Mary Godwin, was traveling Switzerland with her lover and soon-to-be husband, Percy Shelley, along with Mary's stepsister, Claire Claremont. Along for the ride was Lord Byron, the author of Paradise Lost, and Byron's personal doctor, John Polidori. Now, stay with me here because Claire was pregnant by Byron, and Claire had also slept with Percy while he was courting Mary, and Mary was ankles over heels with John. So everyone was screwing each other. In the backdrop of what should have been a steamy, love-fueled summer was the cloudy mess left by the eruption of Mount Tambora, the largest and most devastating volcanic eruption in mankind's history, causing approximately 100,000 deaths and blanketing the summer of 1816 in a dense, cloudy overhang. So with a lot of boners and nymphos under a bleak summer vacation, what was one to do? Well, opium, of course. So the pentad of saucy lovers threw their inhibitions, or whatever they had that came close to inhibition since they were all little whores, to the wind and engaged in an epic opium-induced gangbang to rival Piper Perry's greatest works. What did Piper Perry do to herself, by the way? I'm not big into porn, but damn, did she have to remove the aesthetic that made her popular and go full Jenna Jameson? Anyway, after the second, or third or fourth coming of the lovers, Lord Byron, inspired by the backdrop of the gloomy volcanic ash, challenged everyone to come up with ghost stories. Percy went first, recanting his opium-induced vision of a demon coming for his soul. Mary Shelley ran with the story and laid the groundwork for her pivotal story, Dr. Frankenstein and his lonely monster. The moral of the story is, if you're lacking inspiration, maybe drugs and orgies aren't a bad idea, eh? Well, tell your wife you need drugs and sex to pick your season starter. It probably won't work, but if at least one of you gets touched because of this story, then it was worth telling. For those of you sober and not getting a knob gob in the near future, here's what I can do to help you start your season 6. And here's my condensed guide for starting your season great again. So 1, find some friends. I overused this joke in my last guide, so let's just cut to it. The power of friendship trumps solo players, always. This applies to Project Diablo 2 or Mary Shelley getting all her holes filled. There's a bunch of niche discords, the player discussion section of the official Project Diablo 2 Discord, or you can just comment on the video playing along with this and find some friends. You can join my guild Discord too to look for people, but no, I did have a close friend out on parole, and his parole officer told him to leave our Discord when he saw what we posted there, so user beware. There's the link. You simply can't beat having people throw you free gear in exchange for your next cool piece of gear. Even if you're not playing together, my group only spends maybe 10% of our time together. With the RNG effect of Diablo, having a buddy system even just for trading is essential to starting out well. You don't even need to like the people, just sign a contract to trade liberally and I'll get my paralegal to notarize it. It's $3.50 an hour though, and I might spend a lot of time looking at my phone. Your 3 or maybe 2 builds. Magic Find, Sork. It's pronounced Sork, by the way, you fucking animals. Any Necro, Wind Druid, Sing Barb, or Mind Blast Assassin will do. Any of these can do quick, effective damage to major areas of LOD content, which is where you want to start your magic finding. Where you go? Well, Trav, Shank, the Dick Above Shank, the big 3 bosses, and whatever level 85 area doesn't have immunes that you can't kill. Anything goes, and you don't need to gear this character out too hard. Our group LOD farmer was just an undergeared Skelemancer last season, and that kid didn't even fill out his skillers. But if you have limited time for farming, for maps, farming LOD content for 5 minutes until your kid shits himself for the 4th time today, what the fuck, kid, is a great use of time. LOD content still rules, and while I'm at it, don't forget Chaos runs on Bone Necros and Arcane Sanctuary, now that Ghosts, which have high rune drop chances, I believe, don't drop gear into the void. Next, make your mapper. Meta, and whatever else you want. Go check out May Swan's timing list, and you'll see what people are playing. Sink your first 5 to 10 high runes into this character for your Infinity or whatever else you need to make it an efficient mapper. You're looking for clear speed here in a middle price point, so any Necro, though Curse got a little gusted, Boazon, Summazon, Throw Barb, Elemental classes once you have an Infinity, and Big Dick single target damagers on fortified maps will do you well. Don't skimp on those cheap Death Cleavers and B-Stars for melee builds to start, by the way. Those items are a few Worldstone shards apiece, and they sell quick. Just keep your second monitor open on the trade site and refresh every time you open a new game, and you'll find the deals. If you don't have a second monitor, work harder and stop being poor. Lastly, make your Elizabeth Olsen. Once you've built some wealth through LOD magic finding or map syncing, sink the rest of your money into a perfect Elizabeth Olsen class to keep you interested in the game. I almost always default to an Ordin or something silly to rush people through the difficulties. Number 3, research. The wiki is down, but here's a link to an archived version. Patch notes are pinned at the top of the subreddit. Type in Project Diablo 2 season start into YouTube and go for it. It's now the holidays, and you can listen to Uncle John talk about politics, or you can do some research and ignore family to get a better start to your season. Get on it now. Time is ticking. Actually, never mind, someone beat me to the punch, and just go to this post for everything, because he did a better job than I did. Crafting. Stop selling your gems and such for runes or whatever's being offered. Take every sapphire and make hit power throwing weapons. Take every emerald you have and craft safety bows. Take every ruby you have and craft blood gloves. First of all, top-end crafted gear beats out everything. We learned this during the Crafters League, and still people don't think to make Skrilla, just making things in batches. Here's a document for crafting schematics, and don't forget to throw in some random poison gear that might get bought up by the Wrathman people if you hit something perfect. Here's a link to a crafting legend. Number 5, Ubers. By the time most of you get to Ubers, we've drained the market, but that shouldn't be the case if you found some friends and one of you picked a summoner. Seriously, they're that easy in budget gear. Here's a quick clip on how to just position summons with the summons on to make this fight a cakewalk, since Ubers have a massive hard-on for any decoy on the field. If you're in need of a quick gull or two, Ubers early is a great way to get it, but you need those friends, and if you don't need those friends, you're a tryhard and you shouldn't be reading this anyway. Lastly, here's the longer, more dick-laden joke version of this guide. Good luck, happy hunting, find some friends, do some research, and get Skrilla. Later.